Well, hey, you guys. So one thing that I know for sure about life and money is that daily habits are what create true peace. There's almost never a get-rich-quick scheme or an expensive high-tech appliance that makes life easier and more stress-free. It really is the daily discipline of making small choices that have a high impact, which is exactly what we're going to talk about today. So I want to share 5 one-minute tasks that you can do to create and maintain a clutter-free life. And stick around till the end because I'm sharing my number 1 non-negotiable hack for keeping my money organized and in check. So first, let's just do a little imagining, shall we? Picture this with me. You're sitting on the couch scrolling through social media after dinner, and you promised yourself you're going to get up in 10 minutes to finish loading the dishwasher and putting the clothes away in the dryer. Then suddenly it's been 45 minutes and you haven't moved. And you give yourself another 10 minutes, and then another 30 minutes go by, and then another 30. And by the time you finally get yourself off the couch to finish those last 2 tasks, you're annoyed with yourself because you procrastinated doing something that literally took only 5 minutes and could have been done hours ago. Guilty as charged. So again, if that has been you, you are not alone. Majority of Americans are exhausted emotionally, physically, spiritually, professionally. And sometimes the simple things are the hardest things to do, especially if they're small enough to just keep putting off. And I totally get that. But I promise you, doing these 5 quick things will make a world of difference at almost no cost to you. So the first habit that's always a game changer for me is literally just making the bed. And I'm going to be the first to say it. I'm not great at this, but it is not that big of a deal. And that's what I tell myself. So if you are a working parent or a stay-at-home parent, like whatever it is, one of the best things that you can do is when you get up is just to make the bed. And there's books written about this and like all of it. But I'm telling you, this one thing can give you a sense of control and peace when it comes to this space. So avoid feeling like you can't get stuff done and relax when something like this just takes you 60 seconds, okay? And it will, again, bring you this level of visual organization and decluttering that will actually make your morning routine go faster or more productive, or at least that's what the science says. But I believe it. So make your bed. Number 2, the second habit is to keep your life clutter-free is putting shoes away. There's nothing quite like walking in the door of your home and immediately unlayering from the day. And all you want to do is just kick off your shoes and relax. And you can, but just take those extra few seconds and put them in your closet. And if you have a spouse or kids, they need to go along with this one as well. We have a place in our house where the kids' shoes are. Amelia has a bin, Caroline has one, and Charles has one. I'm like, it's amazing. All the shoes, if you just put them in, it just feels great. And it takes 30 seconds, right? And you can do this as a unified effort if you need to get everybody doing this. But it is amazing, a small task that can create a lot of peace. And when everyone is doing their part, when it comes to putting their belongings in the right place, it actually takes like the kitchen and the living room and the back porch and all of that peaceful. And then when you have to leave the house and you're like, where are your shoes? You know where it is. It's like my biggest pet peeve, but it's amazing. When you have a place for it, there is less clutter, less things that you're tripping over. You know what's going on, and it's a small habit, but it's a great one. All right, the third 1-minute habit to declutter your life is empty the car when you get home. Now, again, I get it. Chaos is like part of my life, I feel like, especially if you're parenting kids and you're like one-on-one with them and you got 3 kids in the back and you're trying to do car seats and seat belts and drinks and snacks and you're running this and getting this bag and a towel for the pool and it's just everything. It is just chaos. But once you're done and you like put everyone inside, come back to the car and unload it. Again, it takes a minute, maybe a minute and a half. But what's gonna be the best is you're taking out your coffee cup, you're taking out water bottles, trash, all of it, you're grabbing stuff, and you're done. And then when you get back in the car, there's a peace that happens because the clutter is gone. So make that a habit. All right, the fourth habit that makes a huge difference for me is having a designated place for kids' school stuff. Oh, this is a big one. Backpacks, sports bags, binders, homework, art projects, papers that come home from school, all of it. This can create so much clutter. So rather it just being a pile on the kitchen floor, have a place for it. Ideally like a closet or something that it can be put away, and every kid has an area that is theirs, okay? And this is amazing. So they put their backpacks there, coats. Again, this is where our kids' shoes are in our house. Everything is in a place. And then I got a bin that I empty their folders because God bless elementary school kids, but they come home with a lot of worksheets. A lot. Love to see the schoolwork. Glad they're learning and all the things, but there's so many papers. And I don't have time every day to like go through each of them and be like, am I gonna keep this? Not, because I will keep things that are like funny that they've written or something like really sweet or handprints. Like there's certain things I keep, everything else I trash. But I don't want to look for it every day. I don't want to look through everything. So I just put everything in a bin, and then probably like every 3 months, I take that bin down and I just go through it. It takes me about 10 minutes, but it's great. But having a place where everything goes, again, it takes a minute, 1 minute, and the clutter is gone and it just feels great. It feels organized, which is so key. All right, now it's time to reveal my number one habit for making my life peaceful and clutter-free. And this one is about money. And it really does affect every part of our lives, because my fifth tip to staying organized and bringing you peace is to use a monthly budget. So budgeting is something that I am all about because it gives you such guidance and direction on where your money's going, and you're the one that gets to create the plan. It's up to you. You get to sit down and say, where do I want my money to go this month? Your income comes in, where's it gonna go? What's it gonna do? And if you don't do this, I really do believe there's a level of subconscious angst and kind of stirring that happens. But when you have a plan, you have something visual that you know where your money's going, it is going to create peace. So if you've not downloaded EveryDollar, this is the best budgeting app, and you can create a free budget if you go to everydollar.com/Rachel, create that first budget, and get in the habit. And again, once you do this each month, updating your budget month to month, it's gonna just take a minute or two. It's really not gonna take that long, especially when you're in the habit of it. But that is gonna give you such peace. And if you haven't yet, make sure to check out my episode on lessons that I've learned from minimalists. There's some good stuff in there. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.